Hello friends, in this video we are going to see how to do the reconciliation between source data and the target data using SQL. In the earlier videos we have seen how the reconciliation works, how the reconciliation process was run using VLOOKUP both in Microsoft Excel and the Google Sheet. In this video, we will purely focus using SQL. Using SQL has got different advantages, like you can run semi-automatic reconciliation process as well as fully automated reconciliation process. We'll see all those. In little while, how to do both way. So let's focus. What is your objective of the reconciliation? So let's define the objective. So we'll see what is the outcome of our reconciliation process, what strategy we are going to adopt so that we get the correct matching or unmatching data, and we'll compare, of course, source and target data during the reconciliation process. Okay, so there are three things we are going to achieve in this. Mismatch 1 could be data missing in target. Okay, so mismatch 1 could be the data present in source but not present in target. So that means something has gone wrong in the pipeline, whether while loading the data or during the transformation, something has gone wrong. And then mismatch 2 is extra in the target. Okay, there are records in the target which are not present in the source. So that means missing in the source but present in the targets. So that is also a unmatching situation where data is not matching. Then mismatch 3 is the data mismatch. In this case we are checking email mismatch, but it can be extended to email ID, name, first name, last name, various things. Okay, just to keep it simple, we have taken only ID email of source and matching with ID email of the target. Okay, so the strategy we are going to adopt is we'll count the number of records in the source and number of records in the target. Then we'll extract the data from the source. Data means the data only we are interested for reconciliation, and we'll extract the data from the target, which will help us in the reconciliation process. Okay. So as you know, we have customer data in the source database and the file system, and that gets transformed to various target tables. But one of the target table is persons. Okay. So we'll go one by one. Okay. So the strategy, once again, the strategy we are going to adopt is extract the count from the source as well as target, and extract the interested data of reconciliation from source as well as from the target, then run the reconciliation process. Okay, so the first step where we'll extract the count is the query something like this will run. Select. Okay, before we proceed, let's have a look at the structure of our source and target data. Okay, so we have source database and the target database here. Because in production we don't play around this source database, we don't disturb, so we do a replication to a staging database. Okay, and the staging database tables exactly look like source database, which is here. You have hundreds and hundreds of tables here, but for simplicity we have taken only customer and online order in the source database, which has been replicated to the staging database here exactly as customer and online order, and that has been transformed and loaded via the ETL pipeline to various tables. You see address, MFA codes, orders, and persons table. And in the earlier video you have seen like how the columns get transformed to different columns. That you watch the earlier video, you will get a context. But in this video we are focusing on how to reconcile whether the source data has been correctly loaded via the ETL pipeline into the target data or not. Okay, so step one is we'll get the counts. The counts is getting from here. We say select count star as total customer records and count of IDs are distinct customer IDs from source schema dot customer table. We'll replace all those slowly. This is just the strategy we are adapting. So I'm taking you through what strategy. Then we'll convert this to exact actual SQL query and run in one of our database clients. Okay. So source schema here is here staging repdb, which is nothing but you can run against the source DB as well. This is the source DB schema, but I wouldn't recommend to directly run on the source DB. Better to run in the staging DB. So if anything goes wrong, still you're not disturbing your source data. Okay. Similarly, extract the data which is of interest, which is of your interest to reconcile for this scenario, ID and email, from customer table and sort it by ID. So that reconciliation process will be easier if you sort it. Left and right, you can compare it pretty well. Okay. Then once you extract, you will be displaying that in your DB client or IDE, or if you are running via the CLI, you should be able to directly extract it to a CSV file, which is comma separated value file, which is nothing but your representable in the Excel sheet or Google sheet. Okay, then export it. Export it means you will download it to your download folder somewhere in a local machine or to some local folder. Okay, same way, get the counts from the target database where you count the number of person records from target database. Here, let's open the target database. Yeah, count the number of persons. Then count the number of distinct persons. Usually they will be same because the person ID is primary key, but you never know what kind of schema or what kind of foreign key or primary key constraints are there in source table. So never assume anything, and as a tester just suspect everything as a black box and do a testing. Okay, then similar way, extract the ID and email from the target schema. So here target schema is target DB dot person. It should be persons here. Yes, persons. We'll correct everything when we run the SQL. Okay, then export it to a CSV file, which is nothing but download it to the persons extract.csv file. Okay, as soon as that is done, so you have two CSV files. One is persons, which is from target, and another one is customer, which is from the source. Okay, once that is done, create a complete new schema somewhere in a different database. In this case, we'll choose, let's say, staging database. In your test environment, you can use this for your experiment purpose or testing purpose, or create a new database. Ask your DBA or a DevOps team to create it and create a new schema called reconciliation schema. Okay, there you load these two files, customer extract and person extract, to two different tables and map the columns appropriately. Like if you go here, see there is import data from files. Okay, then you choose your CSV file and import. I'll take you through the steps. I'll import the real CSV files and we'll have a look. So see, this reconciliation process is not different when your number of table grows from 100 to 200 or more than 200 plus tables. It's the principle remains the same. So this is the approach we take. So we don't just do ID and email. We take various datas, then do the reconciliation process. So for the demo purpose, I'm just showing you as simple as possible so you get the principle and the steps behind it. Okay, then we check what is missing in the target by running a left join query and extra in the target which is missing in the source by running a left join on the source table. Then we get the email mismatches where the email ID, spellings or uppercase, lowercase or the letters or something is not matching, badly transformed, that we will be able to catch that via this query. Okay, then we combine these three into a single query and run. So finally we'll arrive at our objective, which is the outcome. Like we'll have a mismatch 1 which is missing in target, mismatch 2 which is missing in source, nothing but extra in target, and mismatch 3 the data mismatch. Okay.